Welcome back, and in today's video we are tackling a question I get asked all the time. Why does my diet need to change as I age? Turns out your body nutritional needs evolve dramatically from infancy to old age, and ignoring these changes can impact your energy, your health, and even longevity. Let's break it down. From the moment you're born, our bodies are in constant flux. Growth spurt, hormonal shifts, pregnancy, muscles, loss in aging. Each phase demands different needs. Let's explore these stages and what your plate should look like at each. For starters, we're going to be starting with the infancy, which is from 0 to 1 years. When a child is born, he or she entirely depends on breast milk from the mother. At this point, the breast milk is able to sustain this infant from 0 to 6 months. It is clean, it is readily accessible, it's in right temperature, and that's the reason why we always advocate for exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months. Upon completion of the 6 months, the nutritional needs of this child increase, and therefore the breast milk alone cannot sustain or cannot provide those nutrients. This is whereby we incorporate or we start weaning. We start adding other foods to the breast milk. You don't stop breastfeeding the child, but you incorporate other foods to meet the nutritional needs of this child. When starting complementary feeding, you should always bear in mind this child's allergies, and you introduce every meal gradually, paying attention into things like allergic reactions and also the tolerance. Can this child tolerate these feeds? After infancy, we have a phase known as childhood. This is 1 to 12 years. At this point, the child is growing rapidly and they are playing, and so their energy needs increase. And also the number or the frequency of the foods that they eat. We always encourage small frequent meals, whereby you should have breakfast, a snack, lunch, a snack, and dinner, or even and maybe before going to bed they should eat something. Always ensure that the food that they are getting is balanced. It has all the required nutrients, macro and the micronutrients. The next phase that we're going to be looking at is adolescent, which is starting from 13 to 18 years of age. At this point, this child is growing, and for the girls, they have started to experience the menstruation cycle, and so they are losing blood. So you should increase their iron intake. For the boys, they are growing, and also at this point, they are experiencing the physical change. We have the widening of the hips, we have the breaking of the voice, they are growing. So they are also, their nutritional needs are increasing. In adulthood, which is around 19 to 50 years, at this point you've reached like your optimal. But also you have to bear into, you always have to put into consideration that they are getting a balanced diet. They are getting enough carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, and other minerals, including dairy products. And also at this point of adulthood, you get to eat depending also on the activity that you're doing. You cannot compare the food that a person that is doing a white collar job and somebody who is doing something that is tedious like farming or is in the construction. Definitely their energy requirement differs. Another age we have is, or another phase that we have is the pregnancy and lactation. So immediately at conception, and this baby transforms from all the way from embryo, zygote to a child, they are entirely depending on the mother for their nutrition. Because that's the reason why when a woman is pregnant, you're told to eat enough food because you're eating for 2. Again, you have to choose healthy foods. So during pregnancy, the mother should be cautious of whatever they are eating. They should avoid things like drugs. And also when they are breastfeeding, they should also ensure that they increase the amount of food they are eating, because when they eat enough food and they take enough fluids, they're going to be able to produce enough milk that they're going to be lactating, or they're going to be giving their children. The last stage that we're having, which is the 6th one, is the aging, from around 65 years and above. At this point, everything has declined. We have the acidic levels, and also they have started wearing out. Their digestive system, they are old, and we find that they tend to be able to get some illnesses. So you should be able to consider whatever they are eating. Make sure that they have foods that are rich in calcium to provide them or to help them with bone development and also strong teeth. But generally at this age you find that their appetite has dulled down or it has decreased. So you make sure that you play with things like coloring their plate or things that are going to stimulate their appetite. And also be cautious about the things that they are doing, the activities, because they've been reduced and they are a bit fragile. So learners, either you're working with a picky toddler or a grandparent, it is always very important to know their nutritional needs and requirements throughout their lifespan. Thank you. Let's dive into the rest of the learning.